Hello from the CHA show floor. It's Marjie Kemper again. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona at the Craft and Hobby Association's trade show. And I'm wrapping up my Facebook Live adventure with this last video coming to you from the PaperArtsy booth. PaperArtsy is a fabulous manufacturer of stamps and a lot of mixed media paints and products that we'll see in a few minutes. And I'm here with Leandra Franich, who's the owner. And she's going to give us a tutorial of one of my favorite products called Treasure Gold in just a couple of minutes. So my name is Marjie Kemper. You'll find me at marjiekemper.com. If you are into my kind of thing, which is mixed media art, please sign up for my newsletter on my website, and also like this Facebook page so you'll get updates about future posts and shares and that sort of thing that I have coming up. So for now, I'm going to walk you around. I'm first going to just turn the camera and show you the inside of the booth. Let's see if I can step back and you can see their beautiful panels. So they have stamps over here on display designed by Lynn Brown, Lynn Perella, Seth Apter, Tracy Scott. So many interesting, beautiful designs. I'm just going to come over to these new ones from Seth. They're pretty cool. He was just here. He had to go do something else. And I want to show you these ones from Lynn Perella. You've seen me do a lot of projects with her stamps. And here are some gorgeous ones from Lynn Brown. They're lovely. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera back around. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching the replay, I'm really glad you're here. Please go ahead and share this video with your friends and colleagues if you think they'll be interested. Again, we're at the Creativation Trade Show for the Craft and Hobby Association in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm going to turn the camera now to Leandra, who's the owner of PaperArtsy. Here she is, and she's ready to say hello and show you something great.
Cool. Hi guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks Marjie for coming and sharing some of our stuff with your followers. I'm going to show you a little bit about Treasure Gold, which, you know, gilding wax is a really popular product in recent years, and Treasure Gold is one that we have and have been selling for some time. It's a really old school product. It's been around for a long time. It's been manufactured for over 50 years, and we just love it. It's a solvent base. It will stick to anything, and it's permanent on anything without any kind of base coat. It doesn't need a sealer. You can even stick it straight onto like plastic buttons. So, you know, if you've got like the Tim Holtz Ideology buttons, you can put it straight on those and they can go from looking plastic to looking like a gold or a copper button. So it's a really cool product, and I'm going to show you how to use it on paper. So it works on all kinds of surfaces. So as you're probably aware, metallic products work really well when you have a textured surface. So the first thing you might want to do is start off with something like something you've run through your Big Shot or one of your, you know, Cuttlebug or something like that with an embossing folder. Or the other thing is you could start with a texture product like I'm doing here. I'm just running some of our Grunge Paste through a stencil. So this is one of Lynn Brown's new stencils. It's pretty cool. And our Grunge Paste is a bit different to other texture pastes out there.
I was going to ask you about that. It does look different.
Yeah, it is. It's very creamy, but it's also sandable. So it's like plaster.
Here's the packaging, so you'll see. It's from PaperArtsy.
The other thing is that there's no colour to it. Even though it looks cream, there's actually no pigment in there. That means that you can tint it with literally one drop of paint, like the smallest drop of paint, and put it through. So if you want solid colour, you can just tint it with, say, like a blue, something like this, and then the whole thing is going to dry that colour.
Oh, that's fabulous. Can I hold the tag up so they can
Sure.
see the texture? Great. See, it's on. It's got that texture. It's not quite dry, but it's getting there. It's beautiful.
So that's going to dry, if you leave it on its own, about 15 minutes at room temperature, but you can zap it with a heat tool and it won't blister. It's quite happy if you use a heat tool with it. And like I said, it's sandable, so that's a really cool thing. I love how you can adjust it by adjusting the height, because sometimes I might make, I think I've got a sample here somewhere, I might make, here we go, I've got to dig deep for the samples. So this one was tinted blue. I then painted all over the top of it in lots of different colours of paint, and then sanded back so that it exposed the blue grunge paste.
That is beautiful.
If I keep sanding it, it's going to go right flat down to the same texture. That means I could stamp flowers over here, and it's not going to interrupt that line of the stamped image.
Wow.
So that's a kind of cool feature.
You're getting lots of thumbs up and hearts. Thank you everyone for doing that.
Here's another sample. So this is literally just a bit of old book page, a bit of paint, and then using the grunge paste in its natural state through the stencils. Another one of Lynn's stencils. Pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
You can also stamp into it. So like before I removed the stencil, I could have got a really fine script stamp and stamped into there.
Nice.
The weird thing is that fine detail script stamps work brilliantly. Don't try and use like a real chunky alphabet, because it will just go, it'll smush
a little.
it all out. So you want a fine detail stamp so you can press down into it and it won't distract or distort the product that's there.
Carolyn Stevenson says hello. She loves using PaperArtsy Grunge Paste.
Thank you.
Yeah, say hello in the comments, and if you have any questions for Leandra while we're here in the PaperArtsy booth at CHA 2017, now is the time to ask.
Cool. So once I've done that, I'm going to let it dry and set it aside, and then the next step I find, if I'm going to work with Treasure Gold, which is the product I'm going to show you in a minute, then I quite like working on a painted background. There's two reasons that I work on a painted background. First is, as you know, card is a sucky surface. So if you put the Treasure Gold directly onto the card, it's going to pull it in, suck it in, and that just means you're going to use more product than you need. So if you seal the surface first with a paint, then you're giving it a coating so that the Treasure Gold will sit on the top, and you won't sort of use so much of that product.
Right, exactly.
Makes sense, right?
Yes.
Now the other advantage of base coating first with a dark colour paint is it makes the end result a little bit more vintage.
Oh, nice.
So I've prepared one here, like literally 2 seconds ago. I hope it's dry.
Oh, so, okay, so same stencil.
Same stencil,
same paste,
thing,
and then the
yeah,
paint.
and I just came over the top with our paint. So our fresco paint is a very opaque paint. There's like 96 colours, okay? So we've got like, loads of colours. And some of them are opaque and some are translucent. That's another whole story. That's another Facebook Live, Marjie. That's another day. Next year we'll do that one, huh?
Right. And here's what these look like, folks, in case you're wondering.
So I've chosen squid ink. This one here.
Nice name.
Okay, so it's a real aubergine sort of colour.
Right.
And I've also chosen slate because I just like the real sort of dark colours. So that's what we've gone with. Super opaque, and this is just one layer. One layer of paint. That's all you need. Just worked it in around here, because at the end of the day, everything else is going to be covered with Treasure Gold.
Okay. You're getting hello from Brazil and lots of hearts.
Oh, that's so nice.
Great tips from Teresa, she says. Or
cool.
Teresa says from you.
Awesome. So, Treasure Gold. This is a really cool product.
Yes.
So it was designed for furniture restoration. So the beautiful elaborate candelabra that they have in churches that are covered with metal or even gilding, the original gilding sheets. So sometimes that flakes off.
Right.
And so this product was designed that you could repair it
Oh.
and create a custom-made colour, so by mixing them together. Now, you don't need to mix them together on a palette. You can actually mix them together using a brush and, just blending the colours like you would with an acrylic paint. So I'm going to show you how to apply it. I always use a brush. It is a solvent, so I don't recommend you use your finger. It smells like boot polish.
It does. I love the smell, actually.
Yeah. Some people, might find it a little bit tough if they're sensitive to perfumes or strong smells. So, it's probably recommended to work in a well-ventilated area.
Right.
But, we call it happy crafting.
So I'm curious
the
about...
smell, the solvent smell.
Yes. Give me a glue stick and a pot of Treasure Gold.
Happy as Larry.
So I'm surprised that you use this, because I have those pouncing brushes for mine. So when I first started using Treasure Gold, which I fell in love with, and ended up buying so many different colors. I have a little pouncing one for each kind of family.
I have not seen that. That sounds good. I need to know that.
I'll send you a picture.
Okay, cool.
But it's good to know you can use it this way too.
I just use a brush, and I dedicate my brush to Treasure Gold.
There we go.
So one brush for all the colours. You don't need 20 different brushes.
Much better.
So a little bit of that. You can tap off the excess if you're not sure how much is on there. But I'm going to go minimalist first, and then I'm going to show you how to sort of make it a bit more buildable. So, I didn't tell you how they make the Treasure Gold. So it's actually ground up metal. It's the real thing. It is not like a texture paste, or it's not a water-based product that's got a load of mica in there. It is not that.
Okay.
It is aluminium and other metals, the real thing. Those particles are ground super, super fine. They are then mixed with a solvent, and some of them are mixed with a pigment.
Oh, okay.
So it forms like it is a wax. It forms this wax type consistency, like shoe polish.
Right.
And when you apply it to the surface, the solvent evaporates off, leaving the real metal bound permanently to the surface.
Oh my goodness.
So
okay.
you can apply it to any surface. So it's nothing like the water-based products out there. It is a whole different animal.
It sure is. Absolutely.
Okay? There is no shelf life on this stuff.
Lots of happy faces and
yeah.
thumbs up. Please share this with your friends if you think they'd be interested. We're getting into the meat of the demo now with Leandra, and we're using Treasure Gold in the PaperArtsy booth at CHA. Look how gorgeous that is.
So
Seriously.
you can see that it catches on the edge, and just you build it up, and if you tickle it really gently over here, it just keeps building. I can even see metal flakes, because my brush has got it's probably dried out a bit. I can see little metal particles kind of glistening at me. I hope the camera picks it up, because the light is kind of crazy.
The light is crazy in here. So this one is called...
This is White Fire.
White Fire.
It is so popular as a color because you can use it to lighten other colors.
Right. Let's
So
see if I can come
my
on the side a
recommendation is to get a light and a dark. Now, I did say there's no shelf life, right? Did I say that?
No, I don't think you
Okay.
did.
So there is no shelf life. I have
Forever.
customers who have bought a pot of this stuff 30 years ago, and they are still using it.
A little goes a long
yeah,
way.
It is amazing. A little does go a long way. So yeah, it's a product, you have it for life.
I love the part you were saying before about sanding it back.
Sanding
That's
back
such a cool effect.
Yeah. So this one's onyxite, and onyxite is kind of like a chocolate color. And when you mix that with the White Fire over this side, you see it goes lighter.
I'm going to come behind you and see if I have a better angle from there, because
Over the
there's...
shoulder.
Oh yeah, this is a little bit better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
And so I'm just really lightly working it into there.
Already it looks like old metal you're working on.
Yeah.
It's lost that paper look completely.
So that's working really softly and gently. Now what I want to do is show you the other way you can work with it. I'm just working my way through colours.
So you're not even changing, you're not even going to dab that off?
No. It's kind of done. Like, I know, you see, you can see I can still pick up some off there.
Yeah.
But I mean...
But it doesn't matter. It's not going to cross-contaminate.
No.
Love it.
I mean, this is where, when your brush really starts to run out, you get a really cool background. Where
Sharon Asbury says she uses this on everything.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Oh,
So you can see a little does go a long way. Like I'm just using the dregs of what's in my brush.
Right.
But that is very, very soft and subtle. What I want to show you is the not soft and subtle. Like the, what we call it in England, the full Monty.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Also, can you see in there, can you see my Treasure Gold?
Can you bring that just a little closer? Yeah.
It's actually shrunk away from the sides of the bottle. And that's because I demonstrate with it for days on end with the lids
cap off. Right.
And that's fine, and it's still good. I mean, even my copper is even in a worse state.
Because is that your favorite?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
And it's still good.
Yeah.
It's still, I can still get a really generous amount out. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's not like a wet paint that dries up.
No.
Yeah.
If that concerns you and you want it softer, then just add a little bit of real turpentine.
Oh, okay.
Not the imitation stuff. It has to be the real stuff. So I'm moving on to brass, and I'm going to show you the next level.
Ooh, look how that pops.
Yeah, brass is a real sparkly. It's probably the shiniest. They're all a bit different in sort of nature, but this one is full on super sparkly, and it is made with a different metal. It's not made with aluminium. It is made with a coloured metal.
I have to get mine out when I go home and have a play. You're making me miss them very much.
They are so pretty.
If you have any questions, this is a good time to ask during this demo here with Leandra. She's using Treasure Gold. Oh, she's got 4 different pots open, and watching her blend them is just fascinating.
Yeah, I'm really mean to my brushes.
Oh,
So I'm like, I really squish it. See that? I'm like squishing it all the way down. And yeah.
A lot of people are tuning in, and someone just said, "Thank you so much. I had no idea why mine had shrunk like that."
Yeah, it's just the solvent evaporating
Yeah.
off. It's not a biggie. Don't worry
No,
about it.
not at all.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Still works great. I've probably had mine for 6 or 7 years, and they're good as new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're nearly there.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put a bit of copper on there, and then I'm going to show you the final step, because
I can't wait to see.
yeah, you can just build this up. So it's
Yeah.
like paint. You can build up your layers.
Yeah.
And just gradually build it up there. But I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's actually texture from where I applied the paint with a really crappy brush. Oops, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, of course.
Like this kind of brush.
Oh, yeah. Look at
It's
that.
a real cheap brush. So there's a bit of texture
That's so
from the
beautiful.
brush strokes, and it's being picked up.
Guys,
by-
is this not gorgeous? Come on, give Leandra some love. This is amazing. Sharon wants to know, what do I clean my brushes with?
You don't need
Ah,
to.
that's my kind of girl.
Cleaning is to be avoided at all
Woot!
costs. The
No
only
cleaning.
rule with Treasure Gold is don't put this brush in water.
Okay.
It's a solvent. It's like StazOn. You don't want to, StazOn is a solvent ink. You don't want to clean up this with water, because it's not a compatible product. There's solvent in there. The solvent will evaporate off, and then all the little metallic particles will actually fall out of your brush. So if I left that for 2 weeks and went and flicked my brush, you'd see the metallic, and that's cleaning the brush.
Okay.
So I use the one brush, dedicated brush, for all the colours.
Awesome.
Okay? So no need to clean.
Carolyn Stevenson says hello. She's loving the brass color, and I could barely see you there for a minute because of all the hearts going across the screen. Thank you guys for sharing and for giving the love. We appreciate it. If you're just tuning in or you're watching on the replay, my name is Marjie Kemper, and I'm a mixed media artist and workshop instructor. I'm here at the Craft and Hobby Association trade show in Phoenix, Arizona, and we're being treated to a demonstration in the PaperArtsy Booth from Leandra here with Treasure Gold.
Okay, so I could build this up for a while, and I
Right.
could do a bunch of colours, but people say, how long does it take to dry? It's dry already. It really is. You can touch it. You might get a little bit come off on your fingers, but it's pretty much there. So what you want to do is polish it. And it's like, this always reminds me, I used to have to clean like my grandmother's teapots, the silver ones.
Oh, yes,
the
yes.
real deal. This is like that. So you get a paper towel and you just buff it. And because, like I said to you at the beginning, it is real metal, what you're doing is you are polishing your teapot.
Okay.
Okay, so you see?
Uh-huh.
It's actually, and can you see what's happening here?
Yes.
Can you see how much shinier it is?
Yes.
Like it looks like metal because it is metal.
Oh my gosh.
So you've just turned your card into metal, the real deal. This is a gilding wax made from metal. It's the coolest stuff.
It sure is. Wow. Well, thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Does
Nice to
anybody
see you.
have any questions before we tune out? I know there's a little bit of a lag, so I'm going to walk over to the stamp display again so you can look at these. We'll wait a minute or two. I agree, Elsa. They're just gorgeous. And these are some of their lovely stamps. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up. You guys are awesome. And then here are some, this is a reach, but these are so gorgeous, aren't they? I know. Yes, you're welcome. When are the stamps available in the UK? Good question, Carolyn. I'll ask. Check out these other ones from Lynn Perella. Aren't they great? Okay. Let's come on back and see what's happening. I'll do a quick turn. One last question, Leandra, is when are the stamps available in the UK and the US?
They are available now.
Ah, great answer.
We have been shipping to retailers for the last 2 weeks so that they're available now to buy. So if you go to any of our blog posts where we've released a new product from Sunday just past, going backwards for a week, the bottom of every post there's a list of our stockists worldwide.
And what is the address of the blog?
blog.paperartsy. If you go to paperartsy.co.uk, there's links through the blog.
Perfect. All right. Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I think I had about 7 of these over the course of the show. I did can't speak. I did Facebook Live with Diane Reevely, Seth Apter, Tim Holtz. Help me out, guys. There were 7 of them. Nope. Well, short-term memory. Probably should have written that down before we started. It's the end of the show. It's the last day. It's been a long time. I've been out here for 6 days. My website is marjiekemper.com, and you're on the Facebook page probably watching this, unless you're watching on YouTube. So let's just connect whatever location is good for you. And if you sign up for my newsletter, I can keep you up to date on what's going on with me. You'll find all that at marjiekemper.com. Thank you for tuning in, and please share this with the link below if you think your friends or peers would enjoy it. Take care.